Welcome to In Studio. I'm your host, Natasha McKenty, and I'm joined in the kitchen now by Taufik, who's with Foodland Ontario.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us again in studio.
Thank you for having me, especially during Agriculture Week.
Yes,
Ontario
absolutely.
Agriculture Week. It's a great week to be celebrating
Harvest, right?
our farmers. Look at our beautiful pears, our parsnips, everything they have to offer. You know, they grow over 200 different things in Ontario for our consumption, for export. So it's a great time to celebrate all our farmers and their families and all the hard work they do. And we should be celebrating that all year.
Yes, and the inventory is pretty amazing in grocery stores right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty awesome for a few weeks now, and it's only getting better. The pears are incredible right now. The apples are great. So
we're making dinner with fruit, with pears.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
which
we're
isn't
gonna
something you think of often.
No, not always. I mean, we are going to do pork chop with some parsnips and pears, which you associate pork with something sweet, usually applesauce, but we're going to do it with roasted pears. We're also going to do a salad, and we're going to roast the pears with some lemon zest for the salad, and we're going to do some Ontario spinach, got some pecans to go on top, and some goat cheese.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah. So the first thing I have my pork chops and my pears in the oven.
Okay.
So show you what we have going on here. So those have been in the oven for about 20 minutes or so.
All right.
They've been roasted.
Smells amazing.
Yeah. And I'm going to make a little glaze. So I've got some grainy mustard, a little bit of Ontario maple syrup, and a little bit of minced garlic. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mix that up. I'm going to brush this on everything, pop it back in the oven, just so the maple syrup gets a chance to caramelize. You don't have to be neat and tidy.
Okay.
Make a nice little mess of this.
That's
Is
my
nice.
kind of cooking.
Yeah. There's no rules here. And then while I'm doing this, I'm going to get you to make the dressing for the salad if you're good with that.
Okay.
I hope you are, or else we're in trouble.
So am I using this bowl then?
You're going to use that bowl. You have a
Okay.
little whisk. So we have some Ontario apple juice. We have some lemon juice. We have a little bit of oil, mustard, honey, and some dried tarragon.
So put it all in and
Put
whisk
it all
it
in
together.
and whisk it
well,
together.
this is nice and easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cooking should be easy.
Right?
Especially when
I agree.
at this time of year when we have so many awesome ingredients around.
Yes.
Makes life so much easier.
Now, this also is very high in fiber because of the fruit, right?
Yes.
Did I read that correctly?
It's high in fiber because of the fruit. It's high in natural sugar because of the pears and parsnips.
Right.
And the parsnips are also quite high in fiber. So for my pork, got that beautiful
Can I
glaze
use one
on
of
them.
these spoons here?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Pop this in the oven. I think I gave it away that the oven's not on because I didn't use a cloth.
It's the magic of TV.
I've been cooking for so long I don't have any feeling left in my hands.
Right? There you go. That's the key.
So this is for our pear salad. So the pears have been, they've just been cut
so
into
you're
sixes.
cooking them first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the pork went back in for another 5 minutes. So these pears have gone in. They've just been cut in 6 wedges. The core's been taken out. Tossed in a little bit of oil.
Okay.
Some lemon zest as you
not
see on
all
top.
of this, a pinch you said, right?
Just a pinch of salt.
Do not leave me in charge of this stuff.
And a little bit of black pepper.
Okay. Oh, this looks amazing.
So these have just gone in. A little bit of lemon zest. They've been roasted for about 15 minutes. You want them soft, but you want them to retain a little bit of crunch.
Okay.
Now, for both these recipes, you want to make sure that your pears aren't quite fully ripe.
Right.
You want them a little bit underripe.
What does that mean? How do we know?
A little bit hard. So if you look at something like this one, that's pretty ripe. That's good for eating.
Okay.
You know, some of these ones are a little bit greener. The ones that are greener that have a little bit of crunch, we'll roast those because if we roast a ripe one, they tend to fall apart.
Right. Okay.
Right? And they won't retain any texture. So we want to make sure a little bit underripe so they can withstand roasting in the oven.
Okay.
And it's also a good way, you know, if you buy one of these and, you know, once they're all ripe, you might not be able to eat a whole pint of pears.
So you could
once
still
ripe.
use
So
them.
you use the green ones first, roast them, put them in a salad, and then when the other half is ripe, then you have that for eating out of hand.
So there's a I think it's a myth that goes around that says if you cook your vegetables or when you cook your fruits and vegetables, you lose some of the nutrients. Is that true?
You lose some, but you gain some. There's certain nutrients that are activated by heat, so you'll get some nutrients there. And then some things,
Okay,
they say
I didn't know that.
spinach with oxalic acid for people, especially if they have gout. Spinach is tough when it's raw, but if it's cooked, you lose some of that oxalic acid and actually increases the vitamin C in the spinach.
Okay.
So
Okay.
some yes,
Perfect.
some no.
Okay. Good to know.
So you're going to pour about half of that
Okay.
onto our spinach salad.
And mix it in, or
And mix it in.
what are we doing with the other half?
We'll keep it for later.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to pull our pork chops out. So this is all very simple. The pork chops, everything goes on one tray, goes into the oven. So you're not messing a whole bunch of things. You're not messing pans. You're not just everything goes on a tray, goes into the oven. It comes out. Quick glaze, things that you would have if you don't have grainy mustard. You can use regular Dijon mustard or anything.
Okay.
Maple syrup or even honey if you wanted. And then that goes on the pork. So there's how they're going to look. So let's put this. So what we'll do with our pear salad,
Okay.
take a little bit of this, a little bit of our spinach.
Mm-hmm.
We can put some pears around that to make it look pretty.
It almost feels like you're getting dessert in your meal.
Yeah, it really
Right.
brings out the sweetness, the
It
caramelizing
does, yeah,
them.
it gives you that
We have,
sweetness that you're looking for.
and for a little crunch, we have our pecans, and for a little bit of salt,
And what is
this is crumbled goat cheese.
goat cheese? Oh, yum.
So we can either just put
So good.
lob right on top like that,
Mm.
or you could use your hands and sprinkle it around the plate.
Okay.
And I actually got some beautiful, these are greenhouse flowers from here in
Okay.
Ontario,
Oh, neat.
just to make it look prettier.
Gorgeous now, yeah.
Yeah. And you don't want to eat any flowers. You wouldn't eat flowers out of your garden. These are grown
Okay.
for
So
food.
where would you purchase those?
A lot of supermarkets in the specialty section will have
Okay.
them now.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm just going to pop this back in my non-oven.
What I
And-
love about your recipes is that the prep time is always
It's quick.
quick.
People have
right?
things to do.
We do have things to do, but they're impressive at the same time. We've run out of time, unfortunately, but where
There
do we
we go.
find these recipes?
Everything can be found on the Foodland Ontario website.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
My pleasure.
And we'll
Thanks
see you
for
after
having
the
me.
break.